Hello everybody, welcome back to another VOD review. Today we have a gold player. They say, help, what I want to work on, target priority / gets overwhelmed in team fight. Play Magic, Strange, and Emma. Alright, sweet. This is gold. You have interesting comp. Alright, hopefully we're gonna team up. I want to submit guest rank vids and feed the content farm. We have like 12 guess the ranks that I haven't caught up yet. We gotta get out now. We gotta get out now. Okay. So a couple things first when we start. If we go up. So part of what you want to do with Magic is you kind of want to show up and like assassinate somebody and then dip, right? We show up and we're already getting shot, so that's not really an option anymore. So since we're already down here, like, it's probably likely that we need to get out already. And then now we have 2 people dead. Now we definitely need to get out. There's a common theme between all my VODs. It's very subtle. I certainly don't have a recognizable pattern. Ruining my guess the ranks. Nope. I think it's a pretty cool sign that of the game in general, that we can tell people's playstyle between like ranks and characters and things like that. I think that's a good thing for the game. Okay, first of all, I need to check if we're on. Okay, this is full console. Now I need to call some things to attention here. I like that we're taking high ground, right? This is good. But I want you to take a second first and use the third-person camera to your advantage. So what I want you to do is come up here, and instead of jumping down or starting to charge your attack, I want you to just look and see, like, okay, there's a Squirrel Girl, there's 2 tanks on the front line, there's a support Deadpool, and then there's a Gambit, right? So now that we see, okay, now we've evaluated the situation. We see actually we're actually up 1, right? Once this cap gets back. So what is gonna be, now that we've evaluated, now we can pick the best option in order to get the most value. So here, now that I've looked, I'd see, all right, I'm gonna attack this Gambit. You know, we're up 1. I may not kill him, but I'm gonna force him for his healing to be less effective, and our team can push forward quite a bit more. Or I can kill him and get out, and we win, right? But if we don't take this second to like set up, to stage, to evaluate the situation, and we just dive in, what ends up happening is we pick the wrong target or a suboptimal target, and we waste our opportunity essentially. So that's gonna be like number 1. It's just mag. So far I like how the Magic's been able to get in and out. Yeah, that's true. My Lanta. Good luck, Jake. Yeah, the Gambit's much more exposed. Yo, Lou! 15 stream streak. That's awesome. Okay, once again, now we've pointed it out. What we want to do is we want to set up and stage, okay? So here's a great spot. We see, all right, there's a Magic here attacking our team. Their mag is dead. We have a cap in their backline causing some chaos. So what I would do is I would probably come over here. I'd drop down this way and I'd start taking a flank, and then I'd evaluate again and see where we go. But again, we just kind of like rush in. Yo, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a good day. Also, I feel like our sensitivity is way too high. I'd try lowering your sensitivity a little bit. Crafty follow, how's your day going? Pretty good, pretty good. Just doing some VOD reviews. Nice. Like, this is all just like after fight brawling. I don't mind as much. I'm not playing. I'm VOD reviewing. I mostly like coach and do stuff like that. Do you play Rivals? I could coach you. All right, so now we're in neutral, right? Here we are. We're in neutral. Now neither team has like a huge advantage. We're not pressing, we're not brawling or anything. We're getting ready for the next fight, right? So now what I want you doing is kind of what you're doing. The map is kind of screwing you over. But again, we want to set up and scout. We see our cap is engaged. 3v1. My Discord's down below if you want to join. So yeah, this would probably be a good time. But I really want to get you into the mindset, the habit of like setup. What did I call it? Sorry, you stage. You get to a high ground, you evaluate the situation, you check your team, you check their team, and then we pick the right target, right? So who would be the right target here? A support. Get in. Nice. Not today. Ooh. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is like our escape route. I feel like we definitely went in at a decent time, but there is an escape route over here that most people don't know about where you can get a health pack, you can turn the corner, go up the stairs, and then be safe over here. You can also go this way. So knowing the map is extremely helpful when you're playing a dive-ish character like Magic. That would keep you alive, for sure. I love rice and egg. I, too, am a big fan of rice and egg. Going to hide in there? Yeah. Dude, the locker room's so goofy. It's like one of the few rooms in the game where it's just like almost a trap. All right, here we go. Yes, we're gonna stage. We're looking. Didn't fully look. We don't know what's around the corner. Oh. Oh. Not bad, though. I think we're doing fine. All right, so where do I want you now? I want you scouting up ahead, right? Up here. Over here and, like, taking a look. Staging. Oh, I see a Moon Knight by himself. I see a Strange out front. Yeah, what about over here? Over here? I feel like we're missing stuff, right? Okay, good. This is not bad. We're a little late, but that's okay. Much better. That's fine. Record. Twitch is completely barren. Bottom probably worse. Oh, well, thanks for letting me know. That'll work. Oof. Okay, so what could we have done better? Now, I also want to call something to attention here. If we go right here, what are the advantages of taking the off angle, right? First of all, we get to see, we get to stage, just like we've been talking about. Second of all, we're actually going to get out some cooldowns before we even do anything. Invis just pushed us, which means you can... that's 8 seconds where our tanks can walk forward without risk of getting pulled into their backline. So that's really good. So now we go back here. But we kind of just lose sight. We do a good job of staging, but then we lose sight, right? And we pick Emma, who's really not the character. Yeah. This is why it's super important to pick the right characters. Like, you don't want to be fighting tanks as Magic unless we're in a full-on brawl situation and you're kind of trying to push them back. Yeah, thanks, Caesar. I'm too nice to call it out, I guess, or blind or whatever. Okay, now you need to wait. Your cooldowns aren't ready. Oh, nice. The one person. Okay, fine. Now let's just get some damage and go to brawl mode. Good. Oh, maybe pick up a kill. Nice. Okay, get out. We don't have any cooldowns. We gotta get out. Good. Get some health and some cooldowns. Once again, there's another path over here we could take. And then we'd be quicker into the action. And we'd be attacking from a different angle. So if we attack from over here, this Moon Knight now has to choose. Am I going to shoot down main and hit a couple people? Or am I going to turn to the right and shoot the lone magic, right? So you make the enemy team like make decisions. Okay. Also, we need to have it bound that we need. No, no. You have no health. Go get some health. Okay, now we definitely want to go in. I don't mind this. Pick one and go for it. So a couple general tips while we're moving over. I really think your sensitivity is just way too high. You need to lower that because it feels like we're overcorrecting a lot of times and just missing. That's going to add up later. Secondly, we definitely want to make sure we're... Okay, so how do we approach team fights? I feel like a lot of times, and the message also said like kind of getting lost in the sauce. We want to make sure that we're able to track one character during a team fight. Okay, so what I want you to do every time we're in a team fight, it's like brawls. There's like, let's say there's 2 cloak ults going on, so nobody's really going to die. What I want you to do is just pick a character, any character, the first one you see, tank, support, DPS, doesn't matter, and just stick with that one character through the whole fight. And what you're going to do is you're going to build up a skill as you're doing that in order to follow people through team fights. It's a really, really, really important skill to have in this game. Once you get really good at that skill and you can follow one character through a whole team fight no matter what, then we can adjust to, okay, who's the right character to be attacking. But until you have the skill, it's kind of pointless. It's adding too many things at once. So what does this actually look like in game? It means you're attacking somebody and then they're going to use a movement ability, right? So before we were attacking Deadpool and then he jumped. And what people do is they're like, oh, he's gone, I'm going to attack the next thing. It's like, no, I want you to actually stop. It's going to be less. You're going to be putting out less damage. You're going to be doing less. But I want you to stop and look around and like actually follow the Deadpool, right? And you'll develop that skill of tracking. And eventually what you'll get to the point of is like, oh, I'm attacking a Deadpool. I know his escape option is normally double jump. So it becomes more automatic of like, I'm attacking a Deadpool. He jumped. I know he's already going to be up there, right? Did those posters ever change? I have no idea. Uh-oh. Oh, we're dead. Oh, we're so dead. So when we talk about escape routes again, when you're ready to dive, you also need to have a plan of escape. And the plan of escape for a DPS is almost never running it down main to get out, right? Because when you run it down main, all these people who weren't trying to peel, who were trying to do damage, like watch this Squirrel Girl. Check this out. Squirrel Girl has no idea you're there. She's literally doing gold things and shooting at ghosts and running it down main and like shooting this way. She hits you with this nut on accident, right? Like they're just trying to hit tanks. So what you want to do is you want to go over here and you want to like continue on your path and get out of the way, not like right back in. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. We get insanely lucky that we live there, and that's just like not gonna happen. Okay, that's fine. Just get out. Now our team, we're down 3, so please don't attack. If anything, you should just stop moving. A lot of the times, if you stop moving, they will never find you because it'll be based on sound. So just stand still.
Mutant's kind will be better off.
This Emma knows where you are purely because of sound. Only character who can kind of get away with escape down main is Psylocke. Yeah, I don't think Psylocke can get away down main either. Okay, do we know where our health packs are? Ace? I don't mind that. Take the fight. That's fine.
The vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Get Deadpool gun ult on. You know, it's gold. Gotta let it go. Yeah. Okay, get out. Get out. Get out. There's a lot of things going on. We really want to fight in this tunnel for some reason. Yes. Okay, now this is too far. This is too far. Okay. But here's what's happening, right? I think at this point, it's like, okay, we got the kill. Now, pushing farther isn't going to do anything because they have spawn here, right? It's just not good. You're going to overextend, and you're going to get your team killed. So what happens here, right? We walk in. We can't get a kill. Get a kill because Squirrel is bad. But now we've used our mag's cooldowns in order to get out. So Mag doesn't have bubble, and he's going to leave our team a little bit more vulnerable, and we're fighting in a place that we just shouldn't. So if we're in gold, what do we do in this situation, right? Because your team wants to fight here. What you want to do is actually just stay back here and wait for an opportunity. Because if your team is fighting over here, an opportunity is going to show itself, okay? And sometimes your team's just going to fall over, and other times, hey, look, a perfect opportunity. A Jeff at half health, right? Yes, absolutely, Jake. Actually, target your medic with a tag hook. Yeah. Way to find cover. Good stuff. Okay, now we're down 2. Now we're down 3. Either die or get out. You're magic, so the chances of you getting out is not very high. Yeah, just die early. Die early. Oh, no. Way to no health packs. That's good. All the way out. Don't move. Don't move. Vision's based on movement. No, stop moving. Oh. Okay. You made it out. Nice. Good awareness.
You're halfway there. Keep going.
That sucks. Okay, good. We're we don't see anybody. This is why we have to know what we're diving into, right? We have no idea what's on the other side of this wall. And then the next thing is, by the time we get ready to start attacking, we're already down 3 seconds of our ult, which is so bad. So we need to stage here, and we need to be like, okay, who's over there? I see a Namor. I don't know what else is around the corner. Let me look at my team. My team is way over here, so I have no support. So if they turn around, I'm just dead, right? But we don't know any of that. We gotta stage. Maybe we get Jeff ult out. So. I would have gone up the stairs and taken that from the top if I was going to do that. Yeah, that's probably a good thing. Okay, now we're on tank. Tank, completely different. Double tank. I like it. Ooh. Oh, still. Yeah. Your sensitivity is way too high. Okay. All right, so we weren't very specific with the VOD review request, so I'm not sure if you're a tank player or a DPS player or you're just trying to figure things out. So, since this is coming from the Discord, I'll try to be like, take some extra time with it. Okay, too far, back out, good. I also fixed tank spool bunny hop, so that feels very nice. Oh, I'll have to check that out. Oh, he's looking to ult. Okay, so the first thing, we have a bad habit of using our explosion, which I think you have bound to RT. We use that too early. The only time you want to be using that is if you think it's going to get a kill or you need to throw it for anti, right? Because when we do it at, what was it at, like 20? It really just doesn't do much damage. It's kind of pointless, right? Like look at the chunk it takes out. It's like one quick melee damage. Now, if you get it to 100, it chunks. Like, it can do a ton of damage. So you need to be careful and, like, wait. Also, now this is on a 6-second cooldown. Like, we don't have it for a while. Which isn't a lot, but it really adds up. So, like, that's a really bad habit. There we go. The next thing we can talk about is animation cancels and, like, melee weaving and shield weaving. Why is that so hard to say? So whenever you use your primary fire, it sends out a couple attacks, right? It's like a couple daggers, I believe is what they're called. So once all of the daggers leave your hand, you want to quickly either do a quick melee or a shield pop-up. Pretty much every single time, right? So if we did that, you're going to get so much more damage and so much more shield usage. The next thing is when you're reloading, as they're talking about in chat, once the clap hits the first hand, you can actually also either shield or quick melee, and that'll cancel the last bit of the reload animation. Strange can weave, shield, or weave melee without losing any DPS. Yeah. You gain damage per second or you gain shielding time, right? Good, okay. W key. And then the same thing applies for team fights for any character. We want to pick one person and stick with it and get really good at only doing that. Once we're good at that, then we can figure out who we should actually be targeting. Once again, we blow our explosion really early when we have nothing. And then we're just dead.
Hold firm. Time is on our side.
I'd also recommend like sticking to one either character or one role specifically. So you can learn, because learning a role is a lot more versatile than learning a character in a different role. And what do I mean by that? Like, if you pick a tank, right, and you learn Strange experience is going to translate decently well into both Emma and Mag. Now, obviously, there's going to be differences between the characters, but your character pool, by learning one character, you get decent at the other characters, right? Whereas if you put a bunch of time into Magic and then you switch over to Strange, almost nothing carries over except for general concepts of like momentum. So be really careful when you're swapping between roles and who you want to play, unless you really enjoy like characters of different roles. But most people find the play style of one role to be better than others, or preferable than others.
By the shades of the Seraphim, I return.
That's it! Don't let anything
Save your shield until this portal's over. I agree.
Agamotto.
Groot, yes. Yeah, kind of.
only 60 seconds left.
I believe so, yeah.
Return to the sea. By the eye of Agamotto.
Okay, here's another strange specific tip. His ult has a really long uptime. It's really loud. It's really easy to counter. So the way you want to work around that is you want to plan ahead for it. So instead of walking right in front where everybody can already see you, you want to essentially do a surprise attack. A lot of times what people will do is they'll come over here. They'll wait till everybody forgets. They'll use their jump. I call it shift because I play on console or on, you know, mouse and keyboard, but it's your LT. No, wait. It's your A. So you would use your A over here. You'd start up here and then you fly and then you fall down with ult. You could also now use the cancel tech where you would start over here and like launch yourself into it. Because now if this squirrel girl wants to stop you, right? She actually has to look up again, right? It's kind of similar to what we were talking about earlier, where they're just going to stop you by accident, which is what happens here. So we want to plan ahead. If you watch like Boger, I think Boger's really creative with his ults. I'm sure there's tons of people who use Strange ult creatively. You can do it through portals. You could do it through hiding. So there's actually a ledge up here you could jump up to, wait for them to walk forward, and then drop down with an ult. Things like that. But you really have to be creative with his ult. Combine it with a sneaky flank, yeah.
Down to 30 seconds.
Okay, here I want to be weaving in my shield because I'm eating some damage that my team doesn't need to take. Now we have to back up because they have a support ult. We have no threat power. Yeah, this is way too deep. Oh. So the next thing we need to talk about is like space, right? So we're playing tank here, and we have to, it's our job to like anchor down in a spot that's safe for our supports and our DPS to play, right? So how do we decide that? First of all, like you have to think of your supports and sometimes your DPS as like, you know, little ducklings, and you're the mother duck or whatever. They'll follow you kind of blindly, just because that's how like psychology of support works. And so it's on you to figure out where your supports can and can't stand. A big thing is just momentum, right? They have a support ult going out, and they have I think a Squirrel Girl ult or something else. They have a Deadpool ult, they have an Emma ult going off. So we need to just back up and respect it. And that's gonna help your team. So back here, when do we know, right? Let's see. Right here, I think we're in a good spot. This is good. We're pushing. We're holding them in the tunnel, right? Okay, now they have a support ult. Now you are no threat. You're not going to get any kills. So the whole enemy team can just walk forward. So you need to respect that and walk backwards. Now it's especially important because they also have more momentum. So we need to get out. And since we don't like respect that, not only do we die, but we put our team in danger now. Like, this is where we should be. This would be good. But this is, again, like, why it's really important to stick to one role. Because what you did actually wouldn't have been bad on Magic. As long as we approach it a different way, obviously. But since we're on tank, it's bad. Now we're on DPS again. Yeah, this is... Honestly, so far, the number 1 and 2 advice I'd say is just like, A, lower the sensitivity. Your controller sensitivity, so you can aim a little easier, and then stick to one role. Find a couple characters in the same role that you really enjoy. And don't worry about like flexing. It's also going to make matchmaking a lot easier. Okay, Emma. Now we're on Emma. I love Emma. Emma's great. I see. I don't know how in depth we want to get here because I don't know what you're gonna end up doing. Yeah, this is really tough because like I could go really in depth into the micro of like how Emma plays. Like I can tell you exactly how to use shield and diamond form and when you should pop your crystal and all this stuff. But like if you're not going to end up playing tank, it's kind of rough. Your positioning doesn't seem too bad. A lot of the times you're using walls. Now they have a ton of momentum, so let's just back up. So here's something we definitely can go over that applies to all the characters, which is like using cover and understanding momentum. Okay, so right now they have a ton of momentum, so we need to back up. Now they still have momentum, so we still need to back up. Now they have so much momentum that we either need to go in and die or get all the way out. Now we're actually going to stagger, which is not good. Instead of dying early and respawning with our team and getting another team fight, now we're dragging the fight out, and that's going to get punished in higher elo really quickly. Because now your cap died, right? Instead of dying early or getting out, and he would have regrouped with these people, now it's going to take him 14 extra seconds. 10 seconds to respawn, and then another 4 or 5 to get back to point. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they've been triple tank like most of it. Okay, now we have some momentum. We're at least even, right? I think we're still down 1 because the cap isn't back, but we have a support ult going off. We have a Moon Knight ult going off. So we have some momentum, so we might as well fight and stay. Good. Okay, we got a kill. So we're actually up. Now they have a lot of momentum, so we got to be careful. And they win. Yo, what's up, Omen? Fortunately, this is gold. They don't know how to walk forward and roll you. Yeah. They have realized that the roll of tank does not mean bullet shield. Absolutely. Yeah, I like the portal. Good idea. Hey, it's too late, so just cancel. Oh, don't do it anyway.
So much for maximum effort.
What's the plan here? Oh, Lord. Okay. All right. I like this. We portal for our... Okay. I like the thinking. It takes some work. Takes some work, but like, you know, it's an idea. I'm sorry, what? What just happened?
Time to make them pay.
Okay.
I am strengthened.
A rare case of getting creative with portals. Yeah, I like the idea of getting creative. You know, the execution was a little off, but that's okay. Again, I don't want to go into like specifics because I don't know what characters you really want to play.
Vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up.
All right, now they have so much momentum. So this is the problem with like creative portals. You have to be really careful with it because it can really help or it can completely screw over your team. Because now, not only did we lose all of this, right? Because when we started our portal, they were over here. Normally we get a fight, we get a team fight here, and we get another team fight here, and sometimes that bleeds over here, and then we get another team fight here, right? When we started that portal, we lost all of that. And not only that, we're probably going to lose this here too, because our Deadpool and our Raccoon's dead. Our Deadpool's probably going to die, very likely, or at the very least, he's essentially dead because he can't heal any of our team. So we're down to a 4v6. Their spawn is right here. So we need to like get all the way back here and understand the momentum. Okay, we ult. Our Deadpool ults, our Mag ults. Gotta get a kill here. Killed. Nice. Oh, we're making it work. We're making it work. Yay. Dude, gold is a wild place. You guys can just get away with everything. Insane.
toe.
Wow. Overtime's a crazy place. Alright, we're back on Emma. Okay, we'll give some general Emma tips. So you want to use her abilities like for specific purposes. For shield, you want to use it if you're in danger, to cancel ults, to cut off enemy supports from being able to heal a tank, things like that, right? We don't want to use it to just hold space because it's only 400 health and we're on main. This thing's going to break instantly and it's just not a good use of your shield. For your crystal, your RT, you want to be using that on cooldown, okay? Because that gives you a ton of damage. It gives you ult charge, and it gives you, most importantly, your primary charge. It gets it up to 100 like really quickly. Your diamond farm, you want to use pretty much exclusively for bailouts. So like, I need to be CC immune because a Strange is ulting. I'm taking a ton of damage and I need to get out of the way. So I'm going to go in diamond form and I'm going to use the choke slam as a movement ability. I want to think of it only as that until you hit like diamond. Once you're diamond in the game, then we can start using it for like some opportunities. But like the cooldown is so long that we don't want to. I want to think about it like that. Then the number one thing you want to do as Emma is prioritize getting your primary fire charge to 100. Once you get it to 100, you can roll and do a ton of stuff. Like, that's kind of how you want to think of Emma, because, yeah, it just doesn't work doing this, because now we have, you know, the long cooldown of diamond form. We have no charge for our primary fire. Our shield is broken, and, like, what did that really accomplish? Nothing. Like, we didn't even turn the corner. What you should do instead is sit here and just beam down the shield of Strange until you hit 100. Then you can kind of push forward and use your damage as the thing that makes people back up, right? That's how Emma works. When she's at 0 charge, she's just like not a threat. When she's at 100 charge, she can just bulldoze people. Yeah, so really prioritize getting 100 charge. Oh, 1, 2, 3, describe as forcing your support to play Hungry Hippo. Yeah, that was good. Even if it looks like nothing's happening, so long as Emma's gaining beam charge, it's good for her. Absolutely, yes. Here's another good example of like what we were talking about earlier. So we're in a team fight and we don't pick one person, we kind of pick everybody. And so we spread our damage out among everybody, which makes it less valuable. If you do all that damage to just one person, if they're squishy, they're likely to die. If they're a tank, they're likely to use their shields, their bubbles, their exile, their movement abilities. They're likely to use some of their support cooldowns in order to help the tank, right? So you're just going to get more value. Whereas if it's spread out among everybody, then all that's doing is giving the enemy supports a chance to just spam healing everywhere and get their support ult faster. So this would be a great example of a good place to use an offensive shield. So if you throw up your shield behind this Emma right here or over here, probably right here since this is the way she came in, you're going to block the healing from the cloak. And you're actually going to kill the Emma by proxy because she can't get healed. Alright, nice. Get the kill. Once again, we want to lower our sensitivity. It's going to help so much. Okay, bring the shield back so we have it for when we need it. Let's bring... Okay, it gets broken. We don't have... Oh, no. No, we have no charge. We're so dead. There's no way we make it out of this. Right? Okay, we're in gold. After this game, I want to show you how to use the practice range as well. Just to be sure. You may or may not already know this, but it helps a ton. Now we need diamond form. Now we need it, and we don't have it, and we lose the game. Oh, we're not in overtime yet, but goodness. Yeah, or the jet bolt either. Oh, this is a wild game. Now I'm just enjoying the gameplay. This is fun. This is insanity. Yeah, pick one person and stick with them. One person, stick with them. Bro, what? Okay. All right. So we're gonna switch over to general tips. Okay. So first and foremost, when we're in a team fight, we want to pick one person, stick with one person, and get good at that. Secondly, I want you to rethink. No matter what character you're playing, I want you to think about every single ability and getting the maximum value out of each individual ability, okay? If you think about it like that, you're not going to waste your abilities as much, and you're going to get more value. So this is obviously this is a team-based, or this is an ability-based team game. And so the number one way you interact with the game is through your abilities. And if you're using them in the wrong scenarios, it's gonna go bad, essentially, is what I'll say. The next thing is, when you come down here in practice range, I want you to lower your sensitivity. And then I want you to pick whatever character you want. Go over to parameters and set them up like this. I usually do Luna Snow. I do random. I do short range. If you're playing, you know, I don't know, Hela, switch it to long range, something like that. You want to do dynamic. I wouldn't put it on advanced combat because you deal with getting frozen. For right now, I just put it on random, super fast, do 3 of them, and then do a two minutes, right? Hit apply, go over here, and go to start, right? I want you to do this 2 times before every single time that you start a ranked session, right? So if you're sitting there and you're like, all right, I'm going to go play a session of ranked. Before I do that, I'm going to take 5 minutes and I'm just going to shoot Luna. And what you can do is you get close, and this will also help you track and get good at following one character in team fights. Okay. You could also turn on, what is it? If you go to practice settings, you could turn on no ability cooldown. I wouldn't, because you'll start with bad habits. But there are some characters that it's useful on. Emma's not one of those characters because you need to understand like when you need to reload, right? And I just practiced this for a while on whatever character you're going to do it. This works for Magic. This works for Emma. This works for Strange. The next thing I want you to pay attention to, just since we're here, look how fast Emma destroys a Luna at 100 charge. You see this? Look at her health bar. It just like evaporates. So if I wait a second and I let it go to 1, we'll see how long it takes to kill a Luna, okay? And that's with no healing. Keep in mind that's no healing, right? So it's so important to be able to do this. And then we want to get maximum value out of every single one of our abilities. So anyway, that's it for this YouTube video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps. Take care. God bless. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.